It's recording. It's recording. Hang in there, guys. Welcome, friends, to the ADM7 podcast. This is the podcast dedicated to guys looking to take their faith to the next level. Each week we discuss ways to connect that big book called the Bible with real life for real guys. For all you dads out there, we're going to share ways you can get the kids involved and light that Jesus fire in them as well. Whether you're a biblical rock star pastor dad or a regular guy just like me, this is the place for you. Come on, guys, we can dance. Have a little fun, right? This is great. This is great. Thank you for joining me on episode number... what episode did we say this was? Did we say it's 38 or 39?
38.
I don't know. At 38. We're going to turn off the music there. And for those of you on watching the video here, we have, you can see behind me, I have Bradley. Bradley, say hi to the world.
Hello.
Hello. Don't yell. Please don't yell.
Okay.
Don't yell.
Okay.
It's too close to Christmas, and it's too late, and we have kids sleeping. Angelina, say hi to the world.
Hello.
We have a very, very special opportunity here. Before we get into this week's main content, well, let's just face it, the kids are the main content. Everything else is just, it doesn't really matter, right? So, Bradley, how old are you?
7.
7. Now, how old were you the last time we spoke? 7.
Yeah, 7.
7. So we spoke like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So, Angelina, how old are you?
10.
10. So what is happening this week, guys?
Well, tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and then the next day is Christmas.
Love Christmas.
No, what do you love about Christmas? You like turkey? that much?
Presents.
Presents?
Santa.
What are you getting me?
Jesus.
I'm getting Jesus for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an amazing thing. So
Because Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Eve.
that's pretty awesome. He was actually born on Christmas Day. Yes,
Yeah,
Angelina. Angelina's tapping me on the shoulder, even though we are recording right now.
Sorry.
And I can't turn around because I'll lose track of everything I'm doing because I can't. We've already discussed with my audience here that I cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. So I'll lose everything I'm doing. But what would you like to say? And just talk into the microphone. Remember, nobody can hear you if you don't put your mouth near that microphone and let sound come out.
Can I read the white piece of paper, please?
The white piece of paper is a long bit of notes for the content I'm going to discuss after. So that is not gonna that you wouldn't even know what you're talking about there. So this week before we're gonna talk with the kids here in just a second. I just want to let everybody know what we're gonna talk about this week. We are gonna talk to the kids here for another minute or two because I don't have them on the episode enough, and I am a dad, and this is about dads, and a lot of you guys out there are dads. We're also gonna talk about something. I have to look and see. I don't remember the title of this episode. I want to get it right here because this is really important.
Jesus Christ is born?
Jesus Christ is born. That is Christmas. So the topic of this episode is the essential lesson I learned from 150 hours building a business and quitting. Back to my other screen here. This is wonderful, guys. So before I have you guys head out, unless you want to hang out, you can hang out while I'm doing the talk. You want to hang out while I'm doing the talk?
Yes, please.
And then you could close out with me as well. So, okay, so you guys,
Yeah.
Bradley, Angelina, hang in there. I have a little story to tell my audience here, and then we're gonna jump right back into the into you guys being here. So, hold on there. I'm gonna play some music, Bradley and Angelina, that you guys won't hear because you don't have the Airplane Pilot headphones or earphones that I've got, but it makes the podcast a little bit more listenable. So I am going to press this button. It's the magic.
What is it? Music.
It's just some kind of soothing, quiet, easing into the changing topic segue type music.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
It's magic. I wish I had more headphones for you guys, but I don't.
Magic that.
So yeah, I want to tell everybody out there. This is you can also read this in the show notes here. I spent 150 hours, or somewhere up to 150 hours. I've got my peanut gallery back there. This is great. I love it. You guys are awesome. When I say peanut gallery, I actually mean you guys. They're like, what is the peanut gallery? So try not to shake the counter because it makes the video really shaky, guys.
Peanut butter with people in it.
Try not to lean against here because it shakes the camera and then it makes me dizzy and anyone watching this. So
Really?
So I want to read a little bit to my audience here. I'm going to read this because I want it to make sense. Not that what you read doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna continue reading now. So, what's it going to take to break down the walls of understanding and be open to learning? Not just new skills, but self-understanding. Not just skills, and not just self-understanding, but both. This is something. This is a big deal, right? Not just learning something new and learning what makes you tick, but understanding both. I had this experience recently, and I will forever be grateful for it. Such an amazing opportunity for me. So for the past 6 weeks, I have really worked my butt off. I said butt. That's with 2 T's. I did. The kids love it. The kids love it. Remember, no sound.
Awesome.
No sound gets heard by the audience that does not get spoken into that microphone. I have to teach them microphone etiquette. Bradley's got it. I think Bradley's got the microphone down. He's a born star. So onto the topic here, guys. So the past 6 weeks, I've been working on my sock addiction, the sock business, that has taken a lot. This podcasting at kids here. So for those of you on video, know exactly what's happening, guys. Do me a favor. So I have to be. I'm being recorded, so I can't be like, you guys suck. Try not to lean against the desk, because the desk shakes the camera, and it makes for terrible video. But more than anything, because this camera, my brand new camera, by the way, is really good. It's actually making me kind of dizzy.
Cool.
So try not to lean against that, guys. So back to the story here. If anyone's still listening out there, I started with 4 people. Now I have 2. So for the past 6 weeks, I've been working on this sock business, and it's taken a lot of my time, and I've enjoyed it. And for the longest time, many of you guys know my story. The longest time, I've shared how I felt like I have all these skills, all these things I want to do, and I wanted to try something. So I had this opportunity to build this sock business, and I've worked a lot. I worked really hard on it, and really from researching to planning to building a really cool website and market strategy, I was really busy, and I enjoyed most of the process. But what I discovered next really changed everything for me. Now, my story goes, as many of you guys listening to this are personal development junkies, right? I love psychology and motivation and productivity reading, and books like Focus. I put that in there. I don't remember if I actually read that, but the One Thing in Essentialism I know I read. These shined a bright light in my future. I realized I was miserable. I wasn't happy. These books and the new conventional wisdom tell us that multitasking is dead, and the next thing is even more important. Life is too short. These kids. Oh, yeah, kids. Life is too short to work on things that don't fire me up. If you're not happy with what you're working on, especially if you don't have to. Now, I'm not talking to the guy that's working at Starbucks or the gas station to feed his family because he lost his job. I'm talking to people out there that don't have to do something. They call it a passion project and aren't passionate about it. And I found myself in that position, right? These books tell us that there's no point in doing this. In other words, why do something I'm not absolutely passionate about? Unless, of course, I have to. I just said that. So as I reflected on this and the decisions I made, I really struggled. I had a hard time with this because I invested time and money, and I put myself out there. And as it goes, I was building the stuff, I was doing this and that, and then what happened was I had this strategy. I put together this content. The kids again. The kids. Guys, you do realize that I'm recording a podcast right here, right? I've got about 4 more minutes. And then you guys are going to come right back into this. I love this. This is great. This is real life, guys. This is behind the curtain, right? So you got to see this. So, I could silence their microphones, but it's still distracting. So what I was doing was I was building this business. I was enjoying building the business. But when I got to the point of creating the content, this was some marketing stuff. I actually was building an email giveaway, a fashion guide. And I realized I hated it. Like, I don't like this. I'm doing research, and I don't like this. Now, this isn't the whole point of this isn't to tell you guys don't start a sock business. You may like it, and who cares about my sock business? The point that I've got here is this wasn't a waste. This was not a waste of my time here. I put myself out there. I spent some time and some money and realized, first of all, I realized that I didn't like this particular thing. But even more than that, I realized that I need to be passionate about things that I'm doing. And the skills I learned, these valuable skills, let me find this in my notes here. So, you know, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. So I was thinking about what the future holds. And I was thinking about 2016. So every 3 months I do this quarterly review thing. And I was thinking about how am I going to make this podcast better? And I don't know, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I brought the kids in here and it's all crazy, but that's great. I love them. They're cool. They're decent. I might keep them.
Thank you.
So I was thinking about how I would improve my podcast. So I spent some time planning that. And then the next day I sat down and did the rest of my planning for the quarter. And I realized that first thing I have to do is get rid of these children. And the second thing I realized was I am not going to be able to do this business the way I want to do it and still do the podcast. So I thought the podcast has to go because I need to do this business. And I really was struggling with that. And then, you know, and I prayed. Guys are leaning against my the desk. You're shaking it again. I was really praying about this. I said, God, give me a sign. Give me a sign. And then I get this message, or not a message, but a Facebook post from Kim Trumbo, the Generosity Philosophy podcaster. And she said she's retiring, or at least temporarily retiring from her podcast. And she was losing her joy, or she wasn't spending the time with the things that make her happy. Instead, she was working on her podcast. So I'm like, oh, this is the sign. I need to quit my podcast. Except signs sometimes, especially signs from God, are not always clear, right? So I went for a run, and I was thinking about this more and more, and I realized this, that I was not reading the sign right. And then after I built this ebook, which I think it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking. I did the research and everything, and I think it's a pretty good. I'll probably put it out there somehow. Maybe I'll try to get more emails from it. I don't know, but the point is, I spent 5 hours. I wrote this ebook that was somewhat respectable. And I was like, I can't do this every day. I can't do this every day. My strategy was to write all these blog posts as content marketing to be in front of people, little things about fashion and what you could do with the socks, the cool stuff with the socks. And I can't do this. I just don't want to do this. So I decided, I went the next day, actually, I went for another run, nice long 10-mile run up in the hills. And I realized I was letting it go. I'm going to let the business go. And I'm going to come back to what I love to do, which is to talk to you guys through this podcast, through my interviews and my blogging. And I'm going to have some fun with it. That's why I have the kids here. This is definitely not perfect. I'm slightly distracted, but I am loving the videos great because I can see the kids behind me, and they're just having a great time. And it just made their day to say, hey, you want to be a dad's podcast? It's going to be a short Christmas Eve episode. And I'm going to have some fun with this because when this stuff, I'm not making money off of this stuff. When this stuff starts to not be fun, well, what's the point, right? And then I started thinking about, like, did I waste my time and my money? I probably spent about $500 on this thing. I don't know, something like that. Not a whole lot, but maybe not even that much. And absolutely did not waste my time and money. And I thought about it, and I thought the valuable stuff I learned about building websites. This website I built was pretty darn cool. I learned stuff, and I'm going to start incorporating that. These kids. I'm going to start incorporating that into the website, the roccodelio.com, and the podcast. And it's stuff that you guys who are readers and listeners are going to be able to enjoy. And it's going to make the process, the experience of following me and listening to the stuff I do a lot easier. And it's going to help me deliver stuff. It's amazing what I have learned. And I'm super excited, and I can help other people. I want to help people. That's really what I want to do. So I figured that even if it were $500, that if this were $500 for a 6-week course that taught me what I learned about myself and about how to create online content, how the internet works, how websites work, I'm too cheap. I would never have spent it, but it was well worth it. So wrapping up this segment here because the kids are I'm losing the kids here. I learned a lot of lessons. Guys, give me a couple more minutes because I'm almost done, but I'm wrapping it up here. I learned a lot of lessons here. I want to share these lessons with my audience here. Angelina, could you read number 1? Number 1.
Don't do too much.
Don't do too much. Bradley, number 2.
Work with your passions.
So number 1, don't do too much. Number 2, work with your passions. Angelina, number 3.
Be open to learning through experience. Thank you.
Be open to learning through experiences. And Bradley, number 4.
Know when to quit, no matter the cost.
Know when to quit, no matter the cost. Don't go, I heard myself getting caught up in this. Like, I'm like, well, I already spent this money. I've already told people I'm going to do this. I'm kind of like, shocked. I had to talk people into showing them that I believe in this business. And I still do. And I've got a friend who might take it over from me, so it's not dead just yet. But the essential lesson I learned those lessons, those were valuable, but the essential lessons I learned that I want to exude, is that the right word? That I want to exude to you guys is that through all of this, I learned that all the reading and the podcasts and the books and everything I've done over the last 10 years, this personal development journey I've been on, is what saved me from getting stuck in this rut and doing something that was not going to make me happy. Because it was only through building up the foundation of experiential understanding that I was able to stop the train and say, hold on, I need to gain some perspective of where I'm at. And even though this is a business that I think I could be good at, I could succeed at, and at times I could enjoy, it wasn't the business for me. And I would not have known that if I didn't have the foundation of the learning. So if you're not building something and you're not out there making a business or whatever, and you're just going, hey, is it worth it to me to spend a couple of years just reading and learning and just kind of getting these experiences? I tell you it is, because this was my first dive into a business. This is my first jump into a podcast, but that was my first dive into a business situation. And I was really excited, and I tend to jump into things with both feet and not even look. And I'm thankful I had that perspective. So that was really powerful. So now we have to hit a little more music. Let's go here. This is a little good transitional music here. So how are you investing in yourself? Are you armed enough to make essential decisions like this? I want you to share, if you could share in the show notes, share in the comments, on the show notes there, roccodelio.com/38 or 39, whatever this is, but it's in the show notes there. And sign up for my email list too. It's at the end of, there's a nice, simple way to sign up for the email list so you don't miss a thing. And I'll email you, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Everybody always wants you to sign up for their email list, and I want you to do the same. So, but here's what I want you to do. Before I hand it over to the kids again, I want you to make a comment and tell me what you think about what I just said. It may not make any sense because I'm managing these kids behind me, and it's late. But you know what? I hope it does. And then make some comments. Sign up for my email list. Share this with a friend. That would be awesome. So Bradley, Angelina, let's throw a little bit more. This is my outro music. So you got 1 minute and 27 seconds. I could always hit it again. But Bradley, what do you want for Christmas?
Electric scooter.
Electric scooter. Angelina, what do you want for Christmas?
A picture of Santa.
Angelina, why do I not hear sound coming in out of your microphone?
It's on.
Is it on? Hello. Hello. It is on. It is on. Okay. So what did you want from Santa?
A picture of him and his family.
Picture of Santa and his family. Okay. How about a Christmas message out to our audience, out to all the guys listening, all the guys and gals listening to this podcast episode?
Go.
You want to say Merry Christmas, Angelina? Hello, hello. Talk into Bradley's microphone. Oh, these kids.
I would like to say Merry Christmas and keep working.
Merry
Make sure you stay on the good list, not on the naughty list.
Bradley, what do you want to say?
I hope everyone is not on the naughty list.
Don't want to get on the naughty list. Guys, that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm going to hit this music again.
Good night, America.
I have to say, because we talked for a while there. So, That's it for another fun and exciting episode of the And Dad Make 7 podcast. I am super, super glad that you decided to join me on this adventure, and Bradley and Angelina, or as we call them so lovingly, Brangelina, right? And we wish you a Merry Christmas out there, guys. You can email me at rocco@roccodelio.com. Bradley at Bradley No, that doesn't work. Rocco at roccodelio.com. They don't have email lists or Facebooks, but I do. Facebook, I'm at And Dad Make 7 on Twitter. I'm Rocco DeLeo, and these kids won't stop bumping the desk. So we're going to say goodbye for now. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You guys can't hear it, but there's music playing, and it's very loud.
Yeah, you are. Bye. I hear it.
11 seconds left.
Santa keeps you guys on the nice list.
Ho, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Somebody hit the stop button.
Stop. Stop. Oh, that was awesome.
Stop. I'm going to hit the stop button on the video. I don't know how to do it, but I will.